Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. This is a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read. I'm going to show you the pictures of the reads first so you have a snapshot of it in case you want to take a look. Alright, so that's the main read that you're looking at in front of you. And then here's the complete read in front of you. Okay. Today is August 7th, 2020. I'm going to pull an energy card for you first. It was a really good energy morning, but I'm really tired now. I was just running, but I just did a little bit of a meditation, so that might be a reason why I'm a little bit sleepy right now as well. I'm just a little bit tired. I just feel really zapped. I had a lot of strong messages come through this week, so I'm just really feeling it today. It's not as much stress in the heart today as it is just fatigue. And when I went into my inner child, she was like a, like a 5 or 6 year old who doesn't want to get out of bed with their hair all over their face. It was really funny, actually. So let's see what the cards say. August 7th, 2020, the 7 is the Chariot, and the day adds up to 19 today, which is the Sun. It's a very strong warrior energy of the Sun and the Chariot. Very positive and forward momentum. Ascension momentum, and just really focused and on point. All right, so from the energy deck, all right, Archangel Michael, first chakra, which is all about safety and security, stability, having a strong foundation. 35 is the wounded warrior, the 9 of Wands. And then we also have cornucopia, so it's like having Thanksgiving every day, giving thanks. And it's the 11 of justice. So really strong foundation of like saying grace before you eat. And that came up in the read the other day too. The underlying energy is blossoming abundance, which is number 3, the Empress. So this is hugely abundant right here. Okay, so this is what you have, the underlying energy, Archangel Michael and cornucopia. Okay, so truly abundant energies for the Divine Masculine. He's building a strong foundation of abundance and gratitude. Thanksgiving every day. So, thank you all for your likes, your likes. I can't talk, but thank you anyway. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. Please do subscribe and like if you like the content, and please share the video if you like it as well. Most of my services are listed below if you'd like anything from me, as well as my website and my email, which is twinflames3344.com and at gmail.com. And my CD is out there, Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames. And it's on Google Play, Amazon, CD Baby, and iTunes. It's only $1 for a song, so hopefully you like my music. And also, it's a great way to support me. And my third energy is definitely wrapped up in my music. I'm definitely channeling when I write. So it's a great way to purge some more energy that you might need to purge. Okay, so for those of you who haven't watched my read before, it's a 7-deck read. The SIRIAN STARSEED deck is the main deck. I have the Mini Rider Waite, the Romance Angels, the Numerology deck, the Tarot of Sexual Magic, the Universal Golden Tarot, and the Gilded Tarot. And I do Oracle cards as well. As you can see, I just did the energy deck. All right, so some more cool messages were coming through today. And so, let's see here. I was getting, again, after I put the main cards out and I was doing the clarifications, the initial cards seemed kind of on the dark side today, but a few pops, right? Because we have the Sun upright in the middle of his read. And then we have the 4 of Wands is over here and around the Divine Masculine is 4 of Wands. That's upright as well. And then the Ace of Wands was upright at the end of the read, just outside the read, because I always pull a few cards on either side. So it was kind of dark when I first put the cards out, but there was these pops of red everywhere, and they actually, all 3 of them happen to be upright fire energies, so that was really positive. So when I noticed it was really dark here with a few bright red pops, that was at 9:32. The SIRIAN STARSEED deck was cut at 9:31, which is the Hermit and the 5 of Wands. 32 is the 6 of Wands, the Journeyman. Good news coming in, leading the way, getting attention, success, all of that energy comes up with that card. And then at 34, which is the Eight of Wands, that fast-paced energy or communication, travel back and forth, I was getting again that energy of the kaleidoscope of collapsing things or timelines, stacked cups, that effect again, as I put the last 5 cards out. I finished clarifying at 9:59, which is the Hermit and the Five of Swords. I'm losing my voice now. The Five of Swords is defensive. They're on guard. And this is, again, for the Divine Masculine, so it's for the masculine within the feminine as well. And it is a general read, so if something doesn't resonate, please don't force it to fit. If it's for you, you'll know. So we have the main major arcana here were solar deity, which is the sun, which was upright right in the middle of the read, and the Starseed, which is like the Fool. That was also upright. And before the read, we had Karma and Indigo, which is Judgment and the Magician. Only it's a very young magician energy. And then after the read, we had the Shadow, which is like the Devil. We had 3 Pentacles, 1 Cup, 3 Swords energies, and then 2 Wands. So a lot of Pentacles and Swords today. So very much about work and daily living in your head, but that could be also intellectualizing, or you could be obsessing about things as well. The court cards here were the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the King of Swords. After the read, the Queen of Cups also came up. All right, so we had the King and Queen of Cups represented, the Page and King of Swords, and then the Page of Pentacles as well. As far as the numbers in the code line, the numerology cards, we had compassion, creativity, and number 1 card coming out was time out. So time to take a time out with the energies coming in from Sirius. And I'm definitely feeling them this week, and my son is as well. And we had triple 5s today in this read. And I actually, when I was doing my meditation before the read, I was getting my masculine's eye coming through, and I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, I was seeing like, and this was going to sleep at night, I was seeing a mask around my right eye and my face. I was feeling pressure around my temples, but my left eye was open. And I was getting that same energy today, only I was seeing the Divine Masculine's right eye, where the rest of the face was covered, like, you know, like someone peeking through a hole. And then I saw another feminine, like East Indian energy peeking through with their left eye. So the feminine using their left eye, the masculine using their right eye. So that energy was coming through. That was the 2nd or 3rd time that's come through for me this week. But the number 5 is big here. The number on the code line was also 5, besides the triple 5s. And also the number 10, 10-4 also came up, message received. 10 is that high vibration again. And of course, triple 5s is a lot of change. Expansion, freedom. The number 45 came up, which is the 5 of Cups, the grieving card. It has to do with loss and regret, guilt and shame, but also letting go of the past, the why in the road. And the numerology cards were time out, but also compassion and creativity around the number 5. And then the message here was about the Queen of Pentacles was coming up, and the Phi was coming up. So Phi, Phi, Fo, Fum always comes up, but Phi, P-H-I, right? The golden ratio comes up also. And that's when the 10-4 was coming up around the number 5 and the Phi. The Phi coming up also with the pitchfork shape, headed east to say hey, or hey, like hay is for horses. And then the number 5, there could be 5 fools or crazy people, madmen, but also can reference freedom and change and expansion, and the Hierophant in the number 5, being the Queen of Pentacles or the Sage of Crystals, Wise of Crystals, the Sophia being key regarding taking time out using your feminine energy. So S7 was also coming up, which can reference the Samsung Galaxy, but also just the word galaxy in general. And the name, for some reason, Hierophant came up because of number 5, and I looked up just the part of Hierophant font to see if there was a meaning, a definition was coming up from Wiktionary. And the only thing that came up for font, you know, like Hierophant or elephant, was aspirate mutation of pant, P-A-N-T, or in other words, hollow depression or small valley, or dingle or dell. And of course, when they said dingle, dingleberry came up right away, which is kind of funny. Some of the other numbers that came up before I go into that more was 3132, which can be the 5 and 6 of wands, which we just brought up as the times, the triple fives, the 45, the 10, the 410, which is 0 behind the 41, which is the ace of cups, which is love. 12 of the hangman, 24 of the queen of wands, 58 the 4 of swords, and 810, which is 0 behind 81, which is the end of karma. All right, so the as soon as the font came up as the hollow depression and the small valley, the valley of darkness, right? The shadow of the valley of darkness and the shadow of death, however it comes up. It actually translates from medium.com from Psalm 23, 23 being the King of Wands. The Hebrew word is actually salmawet, so S-A-L-M-A-W-E-T, meaning darkness, not death. So it's more of a review of the dark times in our lives, the dark valleys in our life, as opposed to death. So heroes, shadow valley of darkness as opposed to death. And then fidelity expanding east, or fidelity's shadow coming up as freedom, or fools who think they're free, and the Queen of Pentacles being sweet, the saint, the Sophia key. The phi, the PHI, is the circle with the line drawn outside the boundaries, out of bounds of human proportion. To err is human, the experience to expand, grounding and integrating over and over again. If we refuse to go through the grounding and integrating phase or rush the process, we may fall and have to try again. Or if really resistance, you may get blown to pieces. And then hell in a handbag was coming up. So hell in a handbag, the meaning of that has to do with going to hell a lot faster without any effort. And the example they gave was Pee Wee Herman getting caught in the X-ray movie. So there's a movie called Hell in a Handbag and a play. The movie was from 2013, where Father Michael, which is funny because Archangel Michael just came up, Father Michael, embittered, gun-toting exorcist priest, and at times volatile, partner the leather-clad Sister Joan, and band of misfits, and that can be like the 5 fools. The Rabbi Ratzenberger, the Russian bodyguard, and the bodyguard with the guarded person's been coming up a lot. The Russian bodyguard, Silver. The vampire pal, Terrence, and his cross-dressing techie Ellis as they fight covert battles against Satan and their minions. So how many are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, there's actually 6 listed here. But this is like Michael and their 5 merry men. So that's very much coming up like the Divine Masculine message here. Plus 31 and 32 both came up, which is 5 of wands and 6 of wands. So it's like the masculine leading the way of the 5 bands of fools and their merry men. You know, that kind of energy here. The play in 2016, and the movie came up from imdb.com. The play coming up from Wikipedia, in wikipedia.org. And this premiered September 14th, 16, the play. And it's about 2 well-educated, impecunious, meaning full of money. How they survive on the low rungs of Victorian society, or in other words, the sham fam, both forced to make ends meet in a less than ethical or legal fashion, find themselves dependent on each other for survival, and then one ends up turning on the other, turning the tables on the other, right? Because then they go into fear, and they don't want to be taken down by the other, so one ends up taking them down. It's 555 on the clock right now. How funny. At 1423, which is the angels of the temperance, and then the 23 of the King of Wands again. So that very much can be some of the situations of the masculines, right? Where you're trying to, you're trying to live the high life with the upper class, but maybe not doing everything on the up and up, trying to keep up with the Joneses, and then finding yourself so dependent on each other to not tell each other's secrets or whatever the case may be, then one turns on the other to get out of it so they don't have to live like that anymore. S7 and SS7 also came up. So from wikipedia.org also, SS7 is in 1975 the signaling system used to set up and tear down the telephone calls. And phoning home and telephone stuff was coming up in yesterday's read too. The PSTN network, the public switched telephone network, from firstpoint-mg.com, used by both intel agencies and mobile operators, considerably effective. SS7 hack, they can read texts, listen to calls, and track mobile phone users' locations by just using the phone number. In other words, it's remote surveillance powers, because they needed to do that to be able to bill us our phone calls and that kind of thing. So from theguardian.com, this information is coming. So the signaling system number 7, or SS7, or the Common Channel Signaling System 7, CCSS7, or in the UK it's IS7. It connects mobile phone networks for correct billing or roaming. The hacker can forward calls to listen or record, to read SMS or track locations, so anyone with a mobile phone is vulnerable to this. So obviously we can't fix it. It can never be perfect. Things can always be hacked that day, and I'm sure most of you realize this. You can't fix it completely. The worst case scenario is, people in high power or high profiles getting hacked, right? Because they don't want people to know things they're doing, or banking codes getting passed and being intercepted. So to avoid these things, turn off your phone or use Wi-Fi instead, or other services as WhatsApp or Silent Circle or iMessage. So they're all systems outside of that network. So that was coming up, but also encouraging you to use your other communication system, your third eye system. So going back to the code line at 1107, which today was the Justice of the 11, the 7 of the Chariot. So Fee, Fi, 5, drunk, mad, crazy, jester, bishop, booby, insane, multicolored, stippled, oven, beech tree, new, full, very, quite, rather, too, sexifrage, and bushel came up for all of the meanings for foo, which also is a stone-breaking plant, or a bushel. So a stone-breaking plant comes up in jest as Excalibur as well. So again, this is all about time out and compassion for yourself and others and creativity. So when you need to take a time out, it was very interesting what comes up when I look up certain things. So the sexifrage means stone-breaking plant. And we talk about the sword and the stone all the time, but also the King of Swords in this deck, especially because he sits on a stone chair. So, and a plant is not just a plant that grows, but also a plant that is planted implanting into something. And this was coming up at 1111, the stone-breaking plant. And the bushel coming up as well. So from idioms and the freedictionary.com, expanding the bushel way outside the lines, so the phi outside the lines, which references to extreme modesty, or in other words, more room to hide your light under a bushel. Hiding the light to extremes instead of just allowing your light to shine free. A plant to break your balls, your spirit, Excalibur. Of course in jest, but what percentage of in jest is the truth, always hidden in there somewhere, and ready to be explored? And then Columbus Day was coming up. That was at 1141, which is Justice and the Ace of Cups again. Of course, when America was discovered, and that this year the actual day was October 12th, 1492, and this year it is on the 12th. I think it's the 7th Monday of October, the 2nd Monday. But from today, Columbus Day comes up as 66 days, which is so funny because 66 is the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is who's in the code line today. So the phi and the sideways pitchfork, like the E, like a circular E with just a line in the middle, was coming up also at 1126, which is Justice in the Page of Wands, as the profile of a mouth yelling, with the tongue sticking straight out. And then I was getting this someone skydiving, with your skin rippling as they come down. Same thing with the mouth and the rippling of the mouth yelling with the tongue hanging out. Missing the phi and the E is the same thing as 5, but missing the V, and V for me is creation. The focus here is the whisker or the beard, the ready, the eager, the willing, the prompt, the inclined to, the ardent, zealous, the passionate, the expectant, the brave, the noble, and the dying, or in other words, ready to depart, like jumping out of a plane. Expanding through yelling as you jump out of the plane, ready to depart. Brave, God willing, and eager, with whisker in check, but the V is missing. In foolish freedom fighters, because the V can just as easily be an R, so instead of 5, it could be R as in fire. So freedom fighters, because the V can just as easily be the R, where 5 of change, of freedom and expansion, can become fire of drama, heat, and burning, the pits of hell, and extinction, via body odor of decomposition, or in other words, not composed. The fidelity of the E, the 5, the freedom, the drawing outside the lines, is the promise to self to return to 0 point before things get out of hand, or heart. Ready and God willing and noble and brave and eager to tease the whisker in age of crystals, stones, and cry stalls, and sweet spots, saints, and streets or paths. Sophia and the number 7, time out, the calm before the storm, a much-needed break, vacation, or illness that saves you from yourself, from stress, self-rejection, the pearl of fat wisdom, that whether you know it or not, your body knows its worth, and your body knows it's worth protecting, and will fight you on that. At 1138, which is Justice and the Queen of Cups. So have compassion, be creative, take time out, and stand in the corner if needed. You choose the lesson. And at 1144, which is then Justice and the Four of Cups, the grounding and integrating and mastering of love, especially receiving it, a whole new world came up. A whole new world, as we have Christopher Columbus. So Columbus Day came up, and now it just started thundering outside. I love that. Oh, this is so cool. The roll of thunder was just to remind me, because when I was in the south of France, I always tell you about the time when we were up on the mountain, and I think that's where the thrones, where Isis thrones are. We went up to the top of the mountain, and I know Archangel Michael was with us that day, and that's so funny, he came up today. But we were doing a song holding hands around a tree after we had done a meditation and a group talk up there on the edge of a cliff. It was beautiful. But we were doing this chant that she was teaching us, just like a round, and everybody was singing and closing their eyes, doing like a meditation chant. And I kept holding the last note because everybody else was holding the last note, and I've told you this a couple times. For those of you, if it's a repeat, I'm sorry, I'm telling you again. But as our voices started to come together when we first started singing that note, for me, the mountain started singing with us. And so I thought they were still singing with me, so I kept holding the note. And when I opened my eyes, they were looking at me because they had finished singing. Nobody else heard the mountain singing with them. It was really cool. But with the thunder rumbling just now, on the Mary Magdalene retreat that I did with Mercedes Kirkle there, we also went to the creek where the fresh and the salt water meet, where Mary Magdalene did baptisms. And so she did a baptism ceremony for us at the end of the week. And when I came down there to get baptized, there was a single roll of thunder, and that was the only one that came up for the whole thing. So it was really cool, because it's just now it rolled thunder again, and it hasn't been thundering anymore. They could make a liar out of me now, but that's the same thing that just happened. So really cool, because when I brought up, what did I just bring up? The whole new world. So 66 days, like I told you, Queen of Pentacles path. And that's Mercedes Kirkle. I guess she's coming up too. So I'm giving her a little plug here, because she does the Mary Magdalene heart path. So you can check her website out if you'd like to. It was an amazing trip. I would definitely do it again. It was in the south of France, going to see all the old Mary Magdalene buildings, chapels. We went to the Cathars Cathedral, and a couple other things too. Like there was a mall that's totally made out of a castle there, and it was just it was a beautiful week. And then, of course, we did like little sessions together in the mornings before we'd go out for the day for our visits. So anyway, you can check her website out for that if you'd like. So the way you expand is totally up to you and your creativity. Excalibur in the Queen of Pentacles, Sophia's vehicle of ascension, her chariot awaits. So we start this read for the Divine Masculine at the 5 of Pentacles reversed at 11:47, which is Justice, and the 7 of Cups, the synchronicities, the options, the heaven in your eyes. The 5 of Pentacles is here, the big card here with the little cards on top clarifying. Beneath that card was the 5 of Cups reversed, the 8 of Swords reversed, the Karma upright, and Indigo upright. So getting over grief, loss, regret, and the past, released from prison of their own making, with karma, their crown opening, and a judgment call, a decision or announcement of the Indigo proposal to recover from exile of hiding their light under a bushel. The hermit without the light in the Mary Magdalene cave, apart from the group. That's so funny what I just explained, definitely parallels with that. Receiving or returning love in a new choice of path, wand in left hand and world in right. Completion by passing or bypassing the baton and fully letting go of the last. Rising above, awake or not sleeping, the King of Cups surrenders to negative feelings from the past bubbling up, with the Page of Cups message of love overriding and helping to thwart any disaster or offer to help with cleanup before the mess happens, or even if not quite ready for big love, offering a little at a time to get their toes wet. And this was at 11:59, which is literally the 11th hour, because it's the minute before noon. Don't need to make it even bigger than it already is. And this is at 12 on the dot, 12:01. So a lot of source energy behind the Hanged Man and then the Magician. A little love goes a long way, as the Queen of Pentacles offers big love in an announcement to the Emperor reversed, while from the other side, the King of Cups upright, with secret passion and on a quest to offer time, money, and effort, or new life, or a payoff to the Emperor reversed. The Queen of Pentacles offering love, the King of Cups offering money, and the 10 of Cups upright, emotional fulfillment, or a happy ending of a cycle, to forge new passion, or the Shamtham, a bushel to hide your light under, a shell, 10 chakra systems or feminine energies to deal with, or after paying the Emperor reversed, fighting about the secret of the King of Cups upright that fulfills him and drives him too. The King of Cups, or thinking about a castle away from everyone in the rolling greens of the mountains, breaking ground, groundbreaking, or planting a new seed under the 4D rainbow bridge as the creative growth on the 3D ground, and then topping with the King of Cups or 5D unconditional love on top. The 3D, 4D, and 5D aligned right here. So it was the 3 cards that were coming up together were the and you can see them right here, the Ace of Wands, the 10 of Cups, and the King of Cups on top. So the 5D, the 4D bridge, and then the 3D Ace of Wands, the inspiration. So that was really cool how they aligned. The hills are alive with the sound of music. So that was coming up with songs they have sung for 1,000 years. So that brought up the south of France for me. And then I go to the hills when my heart is lonely. I know I will hear what I've heard before. So coming up from the sound of music. My heart will be blessed with the sound of music, and I'll sing once more. And that was bringing me back to the humming with the around the tree. So the hill comes up here, being the stone or rock, smaller than a mountain, sloping road or path. A heap of earth surrounding a plant or Excalibur, to form a heap or mound, or a pitcher's mound, or a shelf. Not to pitch a tent or cluster of plants, but rather create a shelf to display your light at 1221 to 1222. Not a mountain, but a single molehill. Mole, something to make light of, not so hard to climb, for the goat need not try so hard, just needs to be heard by a flock of gulls, seagulls, those gullible to their emotions, their heart with their sound of music to their ears, pleasing to the soul. And that finished at 1225, which is the Hangman and the Knight of Wands. So at 1221, a scam call came in from Dublin. That wasn't Dublin, Ireland, but Dublin here. So that was referencing Dublin in Ireland and these rolling hills of the sound of music, even though it was Austria. And then Christopher Columbus was coming up again, because then Christopher Plummer comes up from the Sound of Music. You see both of them are Christophers. And then also the music from the Sound of Music was Rodgers and Hammerstein. So 7 children in Austria in 1938, which is the Queen of Cups, 38, and the 19 of the Sun. The governess of a widower become a family despite leaving or losing their homeland to the Nazis of the time. So at 1232, which is the Hangman and the Journeyman, on the edge of creek, admiring new plot of land, and the King of Cups on green throne in the middle of an ocean with bare feet. Golden blue on green platform, very adept at mastering navigating rough seas, inspired by toes and one leg in front of the other, sometimes crossed, with tinges of pink and compassion, excited by the prospect of singing a rainbow with his vision. 1 part inspiration and 10 cups of love. 101%, no need to go overboard here. Only takes a spark to open the hearth. Heart plus H of the 2 chairs lap dance. The Queen of Cups reversed, clingy or Scorpio, or never-ending story of the Hierophant, or the hero of small depression or valley of darkness. The V, the 5, the creative expansion and coming up roses or poses for selfies or offers. The dark horse rises to the call of the wild, merging near death and out of body to 0 point, and loyal humble servant of yeah. And so if you watched yesterday, you'll understand the and yeah. So 1247 is the Hangman and the 7 of Cups, Scorpio reversed and Taurus upright, letting go of control issues, and below that was new love. For the Divine Masculine, Aquarius upright, Leo upright, Aries upright, Aries reversed and Pisces reversed. Dumping a fantasy for romantic tie present, new passion with the Queen of Pentacles, and burning the past with tackling the bull on the beach tactics, removing fangs before messing with the beast or psalms, asking forgiveness, kissing feet or toes, or so happy or grateful that all 10 are there, or treating her like a princess and her tackling him, or the Queen of Pentacles having the strength to get past the past of being passed over for a woman who treated him badly, or just past the drama, or treating one child better than the other, or a drama queen at 12:59, which again is that minute before the hour, the 59 of the 5 of Swords, and the 12 of the Hanged Man. It's like the Hanged Man and then the guard. So domestic harmony comes up as 46, the children in the garden, the 6 of Cups, and beneath that was leadership, 81, the end of karma around the world. The High Priestess secret or intuition and floating and suffering in silence, or a sister as the Empress, maybe the ringleader, and the Hierophant, the diddler or tinkerer, or religious leader gets scammed or ghosted, out the backjack, leaving something to remember them by, now over the loss or regret of the past, and stable home, the dark birds gone, or leaving some breadcrumbs should you want to find them. and a pet perhaps left behind with a shiny coat. Taurus and Taurus, or Empress and Hierophant, went their separate ways, or maybe went to host something. Or one is over it and ghosted or stole something, or over the theft as long as they're safe and sound, or home now, all that counts. Could be a child who snuck out in the night and the family praying they come home recovering inspired by an offer of help or services, or left home or moved out. An invite or proposal, or getting claws removed, or domesticating the animal, or putting them to work, or to the dentist to pull a bad tooth. Domestic harmony, knowing kids are home safe and sound with you. Recently is the King of Cups, and the right eye wide open only. On journey to finish aligning with desires, and be strong, or tame the beast, or grooming the dog or cat, and ending work with Leo, or working really hard to train them. No peace exposed for the King of Wands reversed, with Hermit shedding light, perhaps at the doctor, dentist, or getting scoped. And it's starting to thunder again now. Or getting scoped. Colonoscopy, getting used to exposing it all, right, when you get a colonoscopy. Or exhausted or sick, or consulting an advisor regarding the disconnect, breakup, or a break in contract. Exposure to lying, spying, gossip, or just mean or immature words, or negative self-talk. Of a Scorpio reversed, or clinginess, or near-death experience, or just dead tired, in state of emergency, or breakdown, break up, or break through, or just broken, unable to move or travel. The King of Cups upright, but with Scorpio reversed and Cancer reversed around them, and lots of Leo upright or kids, or the Leo time period right now, with 8-8 Lionsgate tomorrow. The foundation here is the Five of Swords upright, defensive, on guard after betrayal, or lots of pain. With Lionsgate, when I wrote it, I wrote Lion's age by accident, which they're never accidents. It's always them rewriting a word for me. So someone's age may be an issue today or tomorrow. Lionsgate tomorrow. And actually it was interesting because when I put my birthday into the other calculation of your birthday, it comes up 8-8. And actually 8-9 is my parents' anniversary. So something may be coming up for you around this time, and because it's Lionsgate anyway, it's like a graduation day each year for the twins. The foundation here is the Five of Swords upright, defensive, on guard, after betrayal or lots of pain, and presenting the whole truth at the workplace, or one sword at a time, or auction, or appraisals, or assessments. The messenger of truth, sharing their suffering, displaying each sword to the highest bidder. 10 minus 1 equals 9 swords left. 9 minus 1 equals 8 swords left. And then all 8 swords were dumped at once, where one took 7 of them all at one time, a steal. The central energy is the sun, full energy, happiness, and exposure, walking unto that good night to dream of brighter days to come, recovering in detox of deception, or just up before dawn to walk the dog and breathe the fresh air, up in the sun for a walk or run, to open heart and lungs to recover, walking the beat or neighborhood watch program, and challenged by the Queen of Pentacles, surrenders to the community or to the journey or journeyman leading the way, or picked up for loitering, in stroke of bad luck, but happy in the end, on guard, patient angel, or Sagittarius upright and Libra reversed, and the King of Pentacles announces a gathering or reunion to defend self to the crowd, or just to have a meal and talk, and release anxieties, or just released from prison or jail to offer new love at 138, which is the Magician and the Queen of Cups. And stand up to each other, or stand up to others. The Knight of Pentacles offering something healthy to drop their guard and take a load off, taking one step at a time, confessing the patient angel and the King of Wands reversed, without affection in a downturn, surrendering to the rainbow, to the happy ending, and big love at work. The star, the dream, the healer, or the dream girl, or Aquarius, Taurus, and Virgo, or star, leader, and advisor, or big leader under the microscope, now free from pain, anxiety, or prison, or hostage negotiations, or trading stardom for freedom, or vice versa. Now for the masculine is Starseed with big bomb drop into Lotus with compassion. Powerless or dependent and insecure, or tools lost or damaged in the storm, shelling, or the big truth hitting. Freedom from manipulators. And the Queen of Wands, Aries, clearly holding on at home or to a home, dumping responsibilities and healing, forgiving and free, or dumping a load to receive more downloads or release pressure in the heart, with expansion and co-creating, or free to dine out, feeling free in the sun with sunshine and love and the cherry on top. Casual flirtation with healthy advice, presenting growth, inspiration from work or the neighborhood, or the sealed divine feminine, or Pisces or Leo in disconnect, not face-to-face, clearly an energetic exchange nightmare, with the Emperor reversed dumping a load, or confessing, the Dark Priestess exposed for spell work, or having had the King of Wands reversed, keys all along, and able to enter the house. The Ace of Pentacles offered from the Emperor reversed to the King of Swords, with the Knight of Wands reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed, or putting money in a trust for the kids, or to help pay off bills or employees. This is the Emperor giving money to the King of Swords. So the King of Cups in the beginning gave a big amount of money or time, money, and effort to the Emperor reversed, and now this Emperor reversed is giving that same money to the King of Swords. And that could be to a lawyer. But with money given to the Emperor reversed by the High Priestess reversed or the King of Cups upright, or to keep their secret for them, or two arrested and being bailed out, with help of the Emperor reversed to pay for a lawyer. The secret is out, and surrender, or two having sex all over the place, home, work, and no legs to stand on, captured by home movies or work cameras, or making extra money stripping or as porn stars on the side, or under arrest for solicitation, or date rape, or feeling molested. Soon as the Page of Crystals, in need of help, trouble learning, or never learns their lesson, justice, divorce, or Libra, or court, with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, community, or legacy, and the Page of Wands, inspired by getting over loss, regret, and being present to the moment, healing and forgiving the perpetrator, or just standing in their truth, whether others like it or not. They can always just walk away at 206, which is the High Priestess and the Lovers. At 207, with the Chariot coming in, he sees himself as the Ten of Wands reversed, dumping a load, a burden, responsibilities, confessing, and on the quest to break patterns and release. Coming clean, getting clean with secret passion, or a need to use their intuition, the Empress reversed and the Queen of Pentacles upright, dissatisfied or not happy about it, but they're released at the same time. Perhaps dropping the 10 to lead only 4 to 5, to drop the facade, the mask, the act, to release their fears of being dumped on or worried about having to help or support another's parent and vice versa, or fighting old biddies after only one came clean, outing the other, leaving the Queen of Pentacles with no support system at all, the Queen of Pentacles surrounded by lack mentality or ill people or caring for them. Around the Divine Masculine, or how he's seen as the Four of Wands, the home, the union, the stability. After the Queen of Wands reversed, strategizing on how to spend what little is left, or little to repair, or fix up the house, or move, or end the marriage, or spending money purposely to try to destabilize the Divine Masculine. The block here for the Masculine is the Page of Swords reversed. No light and mean words, or no words at all. Gossip, spying, lying, and negative self-talk regarding brokenness or the present state of emergency, and the Queen of Swords talking about the awakening and time out, creativity, and compassion. Justice of 2 spoons of sweetness and a dose of clarity of rejection or ignoring or unwanted inappropriate advances, and the King of Swords upright without a leg to stand on, and stone cold or surrounded by liars, the Star, Hierophant, or leader, and professional, release from contract or group that kept their hands tied. The King of Swords starting over in love, but not talking or unable to talk to lover, or Aquarius, Taurus, and or Virgo, who spied or lied to or about the lover. Researcher exposing perpetrator, or perhaps a cure to virus or infection. Aquarius and Taurus, or Hierophant or star, or religion or marriage or establishment or community, may have lied or spied or gossiped about lovers, and the King of Swords clearly dumping emotional attachments to liars or gossips with clarity or shadow work or detoxing, and the Queen of Cups reversed new passion or big flame. Recovering for exile or from exile, and guarded about dumping their burdens, confession, a home, or about union. Stability, and the King of Cups exposed or exposes challenges of the Queen of Pentacles upright and the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Swords reversed. That can be children or messages. And a big download opening the crown of the King of Swords, clearing the way for shadow work. And the Queen of Cups reversed, big flame, new passion. Recovering the King of Cups home, defensive on guard, exposed to big downloads and challenged by the Queen of Pentacles, dumping a load, confessing in need of help, with union and negative self-talk or rumors about the King of Swords, clearly detoxing the Queen of Cups reversed with new passion, creativity, and or flame, with big new passion. All right, so that's the read for today. I'm going to pull another energy card for you guys. So those cards in front of you there behind the love sign is the Four of Swords reversed, the Tower reversed, the Seven of Swords reversed, the Seven of Cups reversed, the Four of Cups reversed, and the Knight of Swords upright. So rising awake after sudden events, coming clean, dumping emotional attachments, and starting over with the Messenger of Truth. And from the energy deck, let's see what comes up now if the energy's changed. So we had Michael and a lot of abundance first. Where are we? We're at 4646. Wow. That's the Six of Cups times 2. All right. Take a deep breath. All right, from the energy deck. Ooh, that one flying out on its side. There he is again, the Deceit. That's that Knight of Wands. I'm to see if this was upright or not in the read. I can't remember. All right, let's see. Where are you? Knight. Oh, nope, it was reversed. All right, so it's definitely up to something. The Knight of Wands reversed is definitely up to something. And then we have the 36, which is the 10 of Wands. That's that Atlas energy, the weight of the world upon your shoulders. You know, you're about to drop because you're carrying too much of a load. The second chakra, Archangel Ariel. So we went from the first chakra to the second chakra. And the 26 is coming up too. That's been coming up all day, actually this week for me. 26, and I'm losing my voice. This is the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is upright and inspired. So this is really perhaps like using their anger to inspire themselves. And remember yesterday that the Knight of Wands came up as like squashing the Page of Wands inspiration because they were both reversed yesterday. Today this is reversed again, but the Page is upright. And here we have the second chakra of creativity. So leaving the root chakra behind to go to the sacral and deal with hostilities by using your creative energy. And this is even going into the solar plexus, right? Shining your light and being confident. So you see how it goes from red to orange to yellow. So we're dealing with the lower chakra system here and clearing it all out. And you notice it's masculine, feminine, masculine, how perfect that came out. And then this card wants to be seen to the door to personal healing and happiness. So again, healing the lower chakra system, bringing the rainbows out, bringing the outdoors in, and purity of the dove there with the 34 and the energetic exchange of the 8 of Wands. The bottom of the deck is, drum roll please, the Thinking Woman of 47, the synchronicities of the Divine Feminine, and the options and choices, the orchestration, and heaven in their eyes. Okay, as she pursues her intellectual inspiration. All right, so we have, this is the, oh, that came out here. Okay, so with these three here again, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and then the solar plexus, standing up for yourself to the deceit of that Knight of Wands reversed. And here's someone who may be more neutral, being more creative, the feminine energy, and then someone going into their solar plexus and using their anger to stand up for themselves, because the page is up right here. They're inspired. Inspired perhaps to bring the outdoors in, to make things healthier, and get rid of this deceit energy in their foundation. All right, I'm going to pull from another deck too. Let's see what wants to come up. I haven't done the crystal angels lately, so I'll do one of those. Crystal angels. Okay, we have titanium rainbow quartz, multifaceted, or lots of colors. There are many layers and dimensions to the situation or person you're asking about, okay, which was coming up at like the rainbow bridge, because you're multidimensional. At one moment you can be 3D, the next moment you can be going on the bridge in purgatory going to the 5D, right, in your high vibration. So we're multifaceted here. These two want to be seen too. We have Unakite, answered prayers. All your great work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. Very green, which is very heart-based. So this one's more violet, so the third eye to the crown area, the green of the heart. And then we have Angelite here, which is kind of peachy actually, but very much about compassion energy. Spiritual or religious community, join with like-minded people for friendship and increased spiritual growth. Okay, so answered prayers, that people have multiple facets, you know, they can be in different dimensions at different times, and here we have the blue, green, and the pink. Beautiful together. And then watermelon tourmaline at the bottom, so we're getting a lot of peachy type pinks. Excuse me. Stress reduction, de-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. And time out was definitely coming up today. So have compassion for yourself. And this is coming up as the Lionsgate energy, that the energy coming through right now may be bringing upgrades for you. And again, don't forget that we're 3D, 4D, 5D, so we can be experiencing multiple dimensions at the same time. And I hope that was helpful for you. So make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, especially get your rest right now. It's about taking a break. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. The storm stopped. So make sure you guys are good to yourselves this week. Just take your time and rise and be loved. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.